Good morning, everyone. Today we will talk about skull. So basically, skull is a skeleton of head. As I said before, skull is a skeleton of head. Okay, and we usually read a word that is cranium. Like, what is cranium? Like, cranium consists of several bones that join together to form a cranium. And in cranium, we will count mandible and lower jaw as well. Next it comes to what's the division. How can we divide the skull? Skull can be divided into two parts, and the first part is calvaria, or we can call it as brain box, and the second is facial skeleton, as we can see in the given diagram that the upper part that's indicated as brain case and the lower is as facial bone. So when we will talk about like the main definition of these things, like what's included in brain box and what is included in facial skeleton, as I said before, that brain box is the upper part of the cranium, which encloses brain, and the facial skeleton, we can say the rest of the skull is facial skeleton, but that also includes mandible as well. So now, total number of bones in the skull. The total bones in the skull is like 28. There are total 28 bones in the skull. As we divided skull into two parts, that is calvaria or the facial skeleton, and there are 14 bones in the brain box that we call calvaria, and 14 bones in the facial skeleton. And in both of these parts, we can further divide bones into paired bones and unpaired bones in both of them. First of all, the paired bones that are in brain box, that are parietal bone, temporal bone, malleus, incus, and stapes. Malleus, incus, and stapes are ear bones that I will describe it in the next video. And then next is unpaired bones that are in the brain box. First is frontal, occipital, sphenoid, and ethanoid. And next, the bones that are in the facial skeleton and that are paired are maxilla, zygomatic, nasal, lacrimal, palatine, inferior nasal concha. And the bones that are unpaired in facial skeleton are mandible and vomer. So now we will talk about paired calvaria bones. First is parietal bone. So now it comes to paired calvaria bones. Like we can see the position of these bones in this diagram. That parietal bone is marked as 1, and temporal bone is marked as 2, and malleus, incus, and stapes bones are ear bones, as I said before. I will show them in my next video. So now we comes to unpaired calvaria bones. First is frontal bone. Frontal bone is shown with number 1 on the second diagram, and the occipital bone on the second diagram, and then 3 and 4, that is sphenoid and ethanoid bone, they both are shown in the number 1 diagram. So now next is the frontal skeleton paired bones. First of all, first one, maxilla is marked as 1 in the diagram. As we can see in the diagram, the bones are shown by their numbers. First is maxilla, second is zygomatic, third is nasal, fourth is lacrimal, fifth is palatine, and inferior nasal concha. You can see all of these bones in this diagram. And on last, it is frontal skeleton unpaired bones, that is mandible and vomer, that are shown in this diagram below. There are four kind of sutures in the skull. All of them are shown in the diagram given next to the notes. So first suture is coronal, sagittal, lamboid, and the parietotemporal suture.